one to use is the one without green shades because I hate the color green.
I will not stand for this green slander! Do you know what the color green has given us? Avocados are green, grass is green, frogs are green, cacti are green, money is green. All things I avoid. Okay, maybe except for the last one, but that's not the point. You know what rhymes with green? Supreme. Oh my goodness. Hi people of the world who also avoid touching grass. I'm Thorn, and recently I was recommended this video by Nida, and using the tips she gave, I wanted to try drawing this art style which she describes as hyperpop. I think a good example of this is the series Toilet Bound Hankokun, which features a variety of colors and high saturation. It just scratches an itch in your brain you didn't even know you had. So a little bit about my art is I started picking up drawing about a couple months ago. So my art, just like me, is also trying to figure out its life, you know, the usual. But nowadays I'm more drawn to this softer kind of storybook-esque drawn with the crown during recess that uses more muted colors. And actually when I just started drawing again, I did use more highly saturated colors, so I thought it'd be really nice to kind of revisit that. So let's get on to the drawings. Woo! So I noticed that Nida tends to draw a lot of characters from Genshin Impact, a game that I have not played, but I really do love the character designs from that game, so based on designs alone, I decided to choose Venti. I just love his color scheme, his little braids, it's just, yes, everything. I don't have the reference photo up, but it should be on the screen. I ended up using one of the members from TXT. I can't remember which one I used, but it's on the screen. Well, when starting this like drawing challenge, I don't know what to call it, I thought a more bold and solid line art would be better to kind of contrast the saturated colors. So before I even started drawing anything, I just tested out a couple brushes, and I ended up choosing the Inca brush. I did modify it a bit because I thought that it was a little too sparse. I think that's the right term. There's just too much space when I was like doing the line strokes, and I was like, this is not working. So I modified it a bit to make it less sparse. And so in case you try to do the same, that's why it may be different, because I modified it a bit. Don't ask me what I modified. I just tried a bunch of stuff until it worked. So in the video, Nida mentioned that you should try to figure out whether you want a more sketchy or line art style. And going into this, I thought I had a more sketchy style, but now looking at it, I'm definitely more line art focused. It's not like color books level of line art, like not every single line is connecting, but it's definitely less sketchy than I thought originally. So usually I do my line art with this kind of reddish burgundy color, and I thought for Venti in particular, a blue would be a lot better, so I ended up going over everything with the blue line art. And I think the beauty of hyperpop is trying out different colors and try to see how you can make it still look coherent without looking messy, you know? So I wanted to try explore different colors to kind of match it up with. And I really truly love this blue that I started off with. If it was up to me, I probably would have just, well, it is up to me, but I probably would have just ended it at the blue, because I'm such a sucker for a monochromatic color scheme. You do not even know. I just love it. So I love it so much. But I thought I wanted to challenge myself a bit more, but I absolutely did love this blue color scheme that I did. For some reason, I thought the skin really didn't pop out as much as I wanted to. Like everything else on like the page popped out to me except for the skin, which might be nice for like a good contrast. Like I don't think everything should exactly be like, not everything needs to be like highly saturated, but I thought I could do something to liven up the skin. So I tried it. I tried changing it. It looks like the exact same. It looks like I did nothing to it, but I did try. I mean, I like the final result, but if anyone, I mean, I think some shading would have helped it, but to be honest, I'm not that familiar with shading, as you'll see. Also, I don't really know what rendering means either. Like people say like, oh, I'm gonna render it. I'm just like, I thought you like did the line art, you colored it, you maybe did some shading, that was it. Like, I think rendering has to do with shading, but I'm not sure exactly how. I did try this red line art that didn't work for like a hot second. I gave that up real quick. But I noticed that Nida tends to kind of throw in different lines of these kind of colors to complement the drawing. So I wanted to try that with mine. I think it worked better in some places than others. Like I think the shirt, the pink and the blue looks really nice, but on the hair, some of the parts don't look as, I don't know, consistent. Like they don't blend together as well as I thought they would. Even the overline that I have going on the hat, I'm not sure if I was too crazy about, but I kept it. But yeah, for a first, try, I think it turned out pretty okay. I don't think I went as crazy with the colors in my other drawings. This one was definitely I think my most experimental, I would say. For this next one, I really wanted to draw a character with mainly a green color palette, so I ended up choosing Basil from Amori, another game I haven't played, but I did end up watching like multiple hour-long video documentaries on it. So, yeah. I did want to challenge myself by doing a more varied poses, especially with the hands, because that's something I need to work on. So I found this one on Pinterest, and I thought it'd be a really cool idea. If you've ever played Amori, there's like the dreamlike versions of the characters and then like the real life versions. So I thought it'd be kind of cool to have like the dreamlike version as like the main one, and then on like the selfies to have as like other versions, like his real life version, a more darker version, and then on the last one to have Sunny. So I thought that'd be kind of more interesting and more, I don't know, I thought it'd be really cool. And for this one in particular, I was kind of curious how the saturated colors would look with my usual line art. So even though I started off with the more solid and darker line art with the Inca, I don't know why I keep explaining it and just not saying the brush. I went in with my usual line art with like a purple, just because the way Amori style is, it's a lot more whimsical and I think more in tune with my current style, so I wanted to try it. And I think it ended up turning out well. Like I said, I just kind of ended up filling up the selfies with the different versions. I kind of just did this freehand. I really didn't have like necessarily a reference or anything. Kind of just went offhand. I was like, oh, this looks good. And I don't know, I think the smiling too kind of makes it have like this eerie feel. Like it's like everything's okay, even though everything is not okay. I thought that was just kind of a cool contrast. Like you see this happy, I don't know, happy-go-lucky kind of picture, but that's not actually what's being reflected, if that makes sense. And then I went with the colors. I think I went for more bright style. I don't know what that means. But I did end up playing around with the different colors, as you can see, and some of them I liked more than others. Oh, I thought it'd be a nice touch to kind of have the hands be like purple. And the dreamlike states, they often have like this purple color scheme. Everyone except for Sunny, if you haven't played the game yet. So I thought I would leave Sunny's kind of just blank. But I would kind of contrast that by making the phone purple, as you'll see later in the drawing. I was really struggling to find out what color I wanted, like I was trying to find out like the right the right like green that I wanted, kind of green blue. So as you'll see, I'll kind of play around with different colors, and that ended up like kind of layering over different layers. I would say when I draw, I do like all the layers. Like I have like usually like 50 layers. I know some people just like to work with very minimal layers, but that's not me. I love to be able to kind of edit every single piece of the drawing. I think that's a really cool advantage of digital drawing, is that you can kind of edit every single layer individually. So I tend to go with like the more the merrier when it comes to layering. But yeah, this is the final piece. Woo! At this point, I was sick of drawing humans, so instead, I decided to draw a bunny. This bunny in particular is the cover art for the K-pop group New Jeans for their first mini album, also titled New Jeans, which I'm obsessed with. I would highly, highly recommend listening to it if you haven't already. My favorite is probably Hype Boy, with Hurt being a close second, but honestly, I love all the songs on the album. It's such a vibe. It's so good. This drawing in particular was a photo posted on their official Instagram. I found my reference on Pinterest though, because it had like a lot more clear lines. The lines were a lot better outlined than when I did like the screenshot from the video, so that's why I'm using that one. So New Jeans music gives off this nostalgic feeling of the 90s and early 2000s. You see their style take inspiration from the Y2K era, and even the website and promotional material in the music videos reminds you of like early internet era with like just the interface and everything. I absolutely love it. So when I saw this bunny, I immediately thought of Care Bears. You know, the whole Care Bear countdown, all that jazz. Even though the Care Bears were like made in 1980, it still gave me that kind of retro nostalgia vibe. And I ended up drawing like a little heart on the bunny. You can't really see it because the cake and hands are covering it, but just know that it's there, okay? Like, doesn't this look like something that would be a part of the Care Bear cousins? You can't tell me that it wouldn't be, right? Actually, I thought of a name for this bear. I was gonna call it Dreamy Bunny. Well, it's not even a bear. I don't know why I say bear. Bear. Dreamy Bunny. Okay, that's... I hope I didn't put Dreamy Bear on there. I put something. But yeah. So for this, I was gonna go more crazy with the color scheme, but I feel like it's better if it's more simplistic. So I tried this like half blue, half purple. I didn't like it. Like I kind of wanted to put like a sprinkle of saturation. Like I didn't want too much saturation. I thought like just because like it was hard to restrain myself from not just doing like all muted colors, because even the pink on the skin I really, really like. And I thought the eyes was a nice touch, but I was really struggling with that cake. I was like, I don't know what color to make this cake, man. Part of me just wanted to kind of throw out the cake altogether. Because originally I was going to make it like a soda can or like a cupcake, something else than a cake. But at that point, my creative juices were like at its wits. So I was just like, you know what? I'm just going to go with the cake. I'm just going to go with the reference. So I ended up just coloring it the same as the skin. And oh, okay, that's what I named it. Dreamy Heart, not Dreamy Bunny. Dreamy Heart. Okay, I forgot because they have like, they have like Sunflower Heart and Care Bear 2 Care Heart. I don't know. They have some crazy names. What names were there? Like, I'm just gonna look it up real quick. Yeah, you had Brave Heart Lion. I think my voice cracked there. There was Baby Hugs Bear, Proud Heart Cat, True Heart Bear. Yeah. So yeah, I feel like Dreamy Heart kind of fits the vibe of New Jeans, and just, yeah, I really like that name. So, okay, that was it. Hope you liked it. Dreamy Heart, there you go. Really bad at transitioning out of these, aren't I? So last, but certainly not least, we have the final drawing. I like how I do that intro as if I had a name for it, like, last but not least, we have blah, 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 blah. Okay, so for this one, I saw a photo of Ray from the group IVE, and I just knew I had to use it. It was just calling to me. It was like destiny. I was like, this is the one. It was really nice to kind of get some more hand practice. And actually, I noticed this was actually, I think, the first. I did the line art kind of out of order. I think this was the first one that I did the line art for, followed by the Mori piece, if I remember correctly. And I started to notice that I was kind of avoiding drawing the eyes for both of them. So in the next one, I knew for that, I think that was the Venti piece, I drew the eyes, because I was like, you know how some people avoid drawing hands? Well, I was avoiding drawing the eyes. So I was like, yeah, I need to actually make it look like I know how to draw eyes. But yeah, so I had a lot of fun kind of positioning the hands, and I thought it was kind of a really fun pose. I do want to mention that I'm not really that confident with drawing hair, because to me, when it comes to style, I feel like hair is kind of like one of the most important parts in a style. And I do not know how to draw hair, even though I really want to learn how to do it better. Part of me was like, should I just draw all my characters bald? Should they all just look like they're related to One Punch Man? I don't know. But yeah. And I didn't mention it before, but I did flip the canvas. I thought it would record when you do, but I guess so you don't get like whiplash, it doesn't. But I did I did flip my canvas like multiple times while doing like all these drawings, okay? Just so you know. But it doesn't show on the recording. But I was really happy with the final piece of the line art. I noticed through all these drawings that I tend to kind of lean towards cooler colors or like cooler color schemes. So for this one, I want to kind of go the opposite direction, because I do love a warm color scheme, but I just didn't do it for any of the other ones. So for this one, I really leaned towards a more warm aesthetic. So, and that's what you kind of seen here with the yellows and the orange and the reds. Really just kind of going for that, warm vibe, which I think it turned out really well. I did try to later, I did like on the side, try like a cooler color palette, but I think I really was just in love with this warm one that I really didn't want to, kind of change it from there. So, and here you can see me struggling to do like the little shade. Like I said, shading is not my strong suit. I am learning, but at that point I just wanted to make it look like it was like it belonged in the drawing. And yeah, here we go, the final drawing. I didn't do anything for the background because I didn't really, none of the colors really fit with what I wanted, so I just left it white. And I think it kind of worked with like the glasses and the collar, so. Oh, we're finally done. Woo! So this was definitely an experience for sure. But I'm just really glad I did this. I think if you want to give it a shot, I say go for it. I think I definitely learned a lot in the process and a lot that I want to improve on, especially when it comes to coloring. I feel like I could definitely push the saturation and just the color mixing a lot further than I did here, but I'm just not as well versed in coloring and color theory as I want to be. So definitely going to practice on that. But it was really, really fun overall. Tell me which one was your favorite out of the 4. I do definitely plan to incorporate the style in my future videos and drawings because I really kind of want to explore this alongside my kind of current style. I think it'd be nice to kind of have the two contrasts because I really do love just the oversaturation and just bright colors in general. I think it really looks really cool. So don't be surprised if you see it in my future videos. Thank you so much for watching. Like and subscribe and all that jazz. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye.